Welcome everybody to a new spooky episode of Film Torch with me. Unlike normal episodes where I review a TV show or a film, this time things are going to be a little bit different because I won't be doing either of those. No, this time I'm going to tell you a spooky, scary story. It was a night like any other. Dwayne the Rock Johnson was enjoying his evening watching scary movies. "I'm Dwayne," he says. Nothing scared him. Not The Thing. Not Alien. Not even the director's cut of Cars 2. But suddenly, he got a threatening message. Not wanting to be a big gay baby, Dwayne logged onto Netflix and watched the short, Monsters vs. Aliens, Night of the Living Carrots. And then, he died. On his corpse laid a note, written in a mystical tongue, Wingdings, and on it reads, "Dear thee, reader, I have perished a fate worse than death, my body placed in shock by the pure terror endured by my least favourite film. By reading this page out loud, you agree to avenge me by watching and reviewing Monsters vs. Aliens Night of the Living Carrots. Or I will haunt you until the day you die." Shit! Right, well, I guess I have to review this or Dwayne the Rock Johnson is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. So, today I'll be talking about Monsters vs. Aliens, Night of the Living Carrots. This is the sequel to Monsters vs. Aliens, Mutant Pumpkins from Outer Space, which, as we all know, is the sequel spin-off to the original film, Monsters vs. Aliens. So, like I said in that last video, it's a sequel to the spin-off sequel, what the f***. The short opens directly after the events of Mutant Pumpkins from Outer Space. BoJack Horseman scares the crap out of a little baby pumpkin, the day is saved, yay! The goo seeps into a carrot garden, creating these disgusting little zombie carrots who I hate and they're yucky and die! Oh, thanks, Bob. We then learn that Bob has a fear of carrots. Okay. It contaminates Susan's dad, scaring everyone else out the house. But then, after 3.5 long, terrible minutes, we finally meet back up with Lego Batman and Stuart Little.
Mutant zombie carrot.
I don't want to be a zombie.
Something feels wrong. Yeah, okay, this thing sucks. Wait, who's voicing Susan? Okay, so she's just not here at all. The main character doesn't show up once. There's not even a mention of her. They're at her parents' house for the entire short. I'm pretty sure this is her room. Look, whatever, let's just continue. First, Monger. Oh, this guy's called Monger. I forgot that's what his name was. The carrots then get Duckworth, turning him into a zombie. And finally, the local pedestrian population from Red Dead Redemption 2. It's all up to Bob, a godlike being with no brain to be zombified, to eat the carrots and to save everyone. So, naturally, he bails. This is, and I'm not joking, the most character development we've ever gotten out of Bob out of the entire 3 films. Looking at the life he'll have to live without his friends, though, he decides it's time to put his trauma behind him and eat his veggies. And then he eats them, saves his friends, lets out a vine boom sound effect, and then we're done. Now it's time to break this short down and review it. So first of all, let's tackle the writing. It's fine. This is arguably the least interesting part of the short. The dialogue is fine, there was exactly 2 jokes I smirked at, and again, we actually got a bit of character development for Bob. It was basic character development, but, you know, better than nothing, I guess. What weirds me out more than this short even existing, though, is... well, where the hell is Susan? I get why they probably made Bob the main character. Seth Rogen is the only other actor to reprise his role aside from, oh, Jeffrey Tambor, goddammit! Maybe if Doc and Link were on screen more, the voice change might have been a bit too obvious, so that's fair. But again, where the hell is Susan? Could they not find a replacement for her? Okay, maybe she just didn't fit in the script. That's fair, but again, we don't even get a mention of her. Her dad is seen more than Susan's name is mentioned. Did Susan die in between this and the previous short? All in all, the writing is fine, and that's about it. Again, it's just fine. I've already talked about it anyway, so let's just quickly cover the voice acting. Seth Rogen still does a pretty good job as Bob. His energy is on point and is generally enjoyable to listen to. David Kaye voices the missing link, and he's a decent replacement, though his energy is nowhere near as good as Will Arnett's was. But we also don't really hear him speak that much, so take that criticism with a grain of salt. James Horan replaces Hugh Laurie as Dr. Cockroach PhD, and considering it's his first time voicing the character, he honestly does a pretty good job. Just kidding, motherfucker, I wouldn't have set the lineup like that if he hadn't already voiced him. You see, the first time he voiced the character was actually in the Monsters vs. Aliens PS2 game. The game actually got a lot of its cast back to record the characters. Reese Witherspoon, Seth Rogen, Will Arnett, Rainn Wilson, but not Hugh. And so he was replaced by James Horan. And you know what? He does a pretty great job. I don't think he's better than Hugh Laurie, but he plays the character pretty damn well. Oddly enough though, I think he does a better job in the game. In the game, he sounds eerily similar to Hugh, but in Night of the Living Carrots, he sounds like he's filling in for him because Gregory House came down with the flu. Still, good job. Finally, Jeffrey Tambor is back. He's fine. He fits the character, but the character's so basic he could have been replaced and I probably wouldn't notice. He sure do be existing though. The rest of the cast are fine, and that's about all I have to say on the voice acting. Animation time. Mutant Pumpkins. I honestly don't know why its animation was as good as it was. To reiterate, it was on the same level of quality as the original film it came from, which is shocking considering it was simply made for a straight-to-DVD compilation. I equally don't understand why the short itself got its own DVD release, but pop off I guess. Night of the Living Carrots didn't get the same treatment, however. Don't get me wrong, it still looks good. Characters have a lot of bounce, the graphics themselves are decent enough, and it looks good. But it feels a lot emptier. The environments feel empty, the textures on the characters look slightly off, and in general, the animation seems cheaper. The most obvious downgrade is the lighting. The world feels so less real than it already did, and it makes the animation feel empty and lifeless. But again, it's fine. I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised when I say I don't like it. It's fine, but it's a complete waste of DreamWorks resources and, more importantly, my time. They could have spent their money on a new film or even a short like this, with new, interesting characters and worlds, but instead, they made this. A complete waste of time and resources. I don't even know why they continued it when the other voice actors weren't going to return. Too Long Didn't Read, I don't know why they made this thing, and I don't know why I made this video when I could have reviewed something actually scary, like Alien or the new Teletubbies reboot. I'm not kidding about that, that's a real thing, look it up. And with that, the review is complete, which means Dwayne the Rock Johnson isn't going to haunt me anymore. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and